Oh, so you only act for the camera
I'm
now?
only mean to you on the camera. So I can seem like I'm mean and pushy. But in all reality, I may push over in a doormat. As are you, though.
It's like we're the opposite. You're like the enter doormat, and I'm the exit doormat.
But you know what?
We don't walk all over each other.
No, not at all. I know. I don't know if you think the whole sign thing, the zodiac sign thing, is like legit. I believe in that.
I believe at least part of it is true. There's got to be some sort of science behind it.
Your and my sign are very like not compatible, but like they work well together.
That
like
makes sense.
I think you and Josh are the same. I think you guys are the same sign, and me and Josh are complete polar opposites. He doesn't hate you.
He just doesn't like you.
I mean, hate and like are two very different things.
You know what?
Let's face it.
As long as he tolerates me, that's all I care about.
That's all that matters. Josh doesn't like a lot of people. Sorry.
No, now it's my goal.
To get him to like you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, good luck with that.
Good luck with that. It's hard for him. It's hard to please him. Sure, go buy another mower.
I mean, I should say he should be happy I played that game with you guys last
he
night.
had fun. He had a good time. He was so happy. I don't know why he was grumpy that night. But
He didn't seem grumpy. He seemed like himself.
He seemed
I
grumpy
had
to me.
a blast.
Yeah.
I got home and I was like, that game was actually fun. That was a fun game.
I'm so sorry. I made Amy sit through a farming game. I was like, hey, Amy, you want to get drunk and farm? And she called me and she's just like, wait, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, we have a farming game. I was like, it's so much fun. It's like Monopoly, but it's
farming, and
it's farming.
It was fun. I had fun. I lost everything.
You had nothing. You had nothing at all. Like no land, life. No money.
Yeah,
it was just normal. It was just like everyday thing.
It was normal.
You know what? You had a smile on your face every round. You did not care.
And I will say I was not in debt.
No, you were not.
I was
the only one not in debt. I was only $5,000 in debt. So which is not too bad.
Off. So.
I just had $5,000 to pay off.
Josh was like
$30,000.
Yeah, the bank's like, no more, bud.
No more. You're done.
But his land looked pretty.
It did. He had a lot of cows.
He did. So, anyways, this is our podcast, not a farming podcast. What's with the neighbors?
We're not advertising this game, guys.
No.
But it is great. You should go check it out on Amazon if you like Monopoly type games.
Yeah, if you have a spouse or a friend or family member that loves, or significant other that loves farming or grass. not the
kind you smoke.
Not marijuana.
Or maybe, but you would be extremely confused if you did that played this game.
Yeah, you have to
There's a lot of rules.
Definitely be sober playing this game because it's very confusing. Or at least have someone that is sober explain it to you.
They should make a money laundering board game.
Oh, that would be
How much fun would that be? It would be like we should seriously come up with something.
We should. That's such a good idea.
Trademarking it. Copyrighting.
Right here. This is it. This is where
it
started.
That is ours.
Yeah. And we'll call it Zagor.
Like Ozark?
Ozark backwards.
Zagor? Wouldn't that be Kaz or?
Yeah.
Ozark.
There's no G in there.
This is our True Crime and Paranormal podcast, What's with the Neighbors, and that is Amy.
That's Bree.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, and Mother's Day is coming up for us, so we're excited about that.
Oh, and this will be after the Friday the 13th. I hope everyone survived and had good luck. Right? What's wrong?
I didn't do the Friday the 13th story.
I didn't either, because it's not coming out. I'm doing my Friday the 13th next week, because that's Friday the 13th for me. I don't care.
Okay.
It's not coming out on Friday the 13th.
Okay,
well, I guess it is for Patreon members, but whatever. It's fine. Sorry, Mom.
I was like, what the heck?
Are you going to do that idea?
Yeah. I want to.
It's so excited. Okay. Yay.
So, Do you have a neighborhood story for me?
You betcha. You bet your
Wait, do you
bottom
want to go
dollar.
first or do you want me to go
It
first?
doesn't matter. I don't care. How's your phone battery?
I went, oh, yeah, it's at 2%, so I'll
You
go
go
first.
first.
Okay, so this was off of Facebook. Uh, I didn't find it like out in nature, like Facebook nature. Someone else found it, but
It was reposted.
yeah, it was reposted. So someone posted on Marketplace. The title of the item is "Not a Precious Moment Clock." So I bought this precious moment clock from a local Goodwill store for my grandma because she collected them or collects them, and let's just say she won't be getting this one for sure. $10 or best offer, need it out of my house. And I have to show it to you. So there it's post like she shows you next to the box. So she thought she was getting what she was getting in the box.
What is wrong with it? It's bleeding from the eyes.
Yeah, so it's a precious moment, and it's like in the box it shows just like a precious moment ceramic doll and behind like a gold clock, but the actual figurine, the eyes are whited out, and they're bleeding.
Yeah,
and
looks
around
like
the clock it
the
says
eyes.
death is coming.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Oh, okay. That's
So
I want that. It's only $10.
it's only $10.
Oh.
Can you imagine, like, you don't open it and you give it to grandma and she's just like,
no.
thanks.
Oh, great, I'm old. Thanks.
I know.
That would be very disappointing if you collected them.
Yeah.
Because my mother-in-law collects precious moments, and that would suck.
Oh.
That's can you send that to me whenever you... Not now, because your phone's almost dead. You're fine.
Yeah. So we can post on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. I'll schedule it to come out next Sunday.
It's so creepy.
I like it.
I saw that at like 2:00 in the morning when
It's
I
very
got up to
fitting.
go pee, and I was like scrolling through Facebook, and I was just like, oh no, I can't sleep.
This is my next neighborhood story. I'm sorry. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
No, I went first last week.
I did. Okay, you did. Okay. I don't know. So this is technically a request from a mutual friend, Amanda.
Amanda.
She was like, she texted me and she was like, oh my gosh, how have I never thought about this? And she said she believes she never thought about telling me about it because she probably blocked it out because it's terrifying. Because she fully supports our podcast, but she does not listen.
No.
Because she's very terrified of things, but
Yeah.
she comments on everything. She likes everything. She shares our stuff.
She's a great supporter.
Yeah, but she will not listen.
She's like, I can't listen.
She
It's
will
too
probably
scary.
never listen to this, which is fine. I'm not offended at all. I get it. It's like when your mom, I don't know if she still skips my part, or is it your dad that did?
I don't remember anymore. I don't think that
One of them did.
I think she listens to the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Mom. If you're listening. And if not, then it's okay. I forgive you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about water babies.
I feel like I know this.
You probably do from another podcast. They had like touched on it, but they didn't actually do a story on it.
Oh, maybe that's why.
So it is a spooky Native American folklore about a creature they call the water baby. And it's involved in tribes that are great. I'm going to mispronounce all of these again, and I practiced them earlier. It's going to bother me if I don't pronounce them right.
You're fine. I got to look at this bump that's on my leg.
Because I worked so hard on pronouncing these earlier.
Oh, that itches so bad.
It's this margarita. What is it?
It's just like a.
Is it ingrown hair?
Yeah. Well, not really. Like a.
Paiute. Shoshan. Washo.
They're like spider bites.
Spider bites.
Or like, yeah.
That's what people call my boobs. I'm just kidding.
AKA Josh.
Ashumoe. All right, I'm just gonna. All right, this one's in it a lot, so I definitely want to get that right. Okay.
Shumoi.
No, not that one. Okay, so it involves the tribes.
It's okay.
Paiute.
Yeah.
Paiute, Shoshone, Washo, Ashumoi. Let's see, this is usually you. Cahulia, Cupunio, Lucinio, Serrano, Yokuts, and Salish. We're just going to pretend that was all right.
That was...
I legit practiced it, and I legit just looked it up, and I forgot it already.
How many tribes is that?
10.
Okay.
So it's a somewhat popular.
Yeah.
It's more so in like the northwestern part of the U.S. So, but not Alaska. So, what is a water baby, you may ask? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is do you remember those baby dolls that were like rubbery and you fill them with water?
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I thought of too. And that's exactly, she asked me about it and she's like, do you know what a water baby is? And I'm like, oh yeah. That's the second time you've done that.
I know. And
it's because they're not through the table. Mine isn't either.
Well, no, it's this thing. I want to. It's still, yeah, okay.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. But that whenever she texted me and asked me if I knew what a water baby was, I was like, you mean those rubber things, the rubber baby dolls that you put water in? And she's like, no. So, depending on where you've heard about these beings, a water baby could be a spirit, a ghoul, or even a monster. The legends are all somewhat different.
No.
Water babies are mysterious and dangerous water spirits from the folklore of many northwestern Native American tribes. Water babies are said to inhabit springs and sometimes ponds or streams. Water babies usually take the form of a beautiful human infant, although in some tribes they have fishtails or appear as reptilian beings that merely make cries resembling human babies. So, in many tribal traditions, the cry of the water baby is an omen of death. And others, it is responding to a water baby's crying by picking it up results in catastrophe. So, like, picking it up is, like, you're probably going to die.
Well, maybe you shouldn't pick it up then.
Yeah, right. Don't pick out this water baby. So I'm just going to go through some of the places and some of their beliefs about it.
Okay.
So this one is one of the Shoshone tribes. It says the water babies were birthed from a horrible tragedy. This is how they started. When famine seized the tribe, new mothers were forced to drown their babies in nearby lake. They simply didn't have enough food to keep the babies alive.
Oh my gosh.
But they murdered their babies, filled with vengeful rage, and returned to haunt Shoshone.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I think that babies all get to go over to like heaven.
Oh yeah, me too. I do too.
So I don't think that they stayed behind and haunted.
They lurked along the shore where they'd been killed, laughing and luring concerned people to the water's edge. Once someone gets close enough, they drag them underwater.
Oh, I hate that so much. Can you imagine just like little toddlers just like, come here.
Come play with me.
And you're like, no, I can't resist.
The baby's so cute. Well, they're described as like they describe a lot of the places we're describing them as like chubby faces, and I'm just like, oh, chubby baby face.
Pinch your face.
I'm gonna come get you. No, you're gonna get me. You're gonna get me. So this one is based out of the Pocatello tribe, which is in Idaho, Massacre Rocks, which is where Amanda is from. and she was telling me about her stuff. The urban legend of this area states that one year a terrible famine overtook the land, similar of the Shoshan Indians, and they could not feed themselves, nor they could not feed any new mouths.
Oh my gosh.
So mothers were forced to drown their newborn babies,
Mm-hmm.
just like before, in the local rivers and lakes. It is said that the babies changed. They grew tails and fins and
What?
gills.
No. Ew.
They survived the famine by feasting on tadpoles and small fish. Now they can be seen playing in the canals and rivers around the Shoshan Bannock Reservation. It is said that their laughter can be heard as they attempt to lure unsuspecting humans to their death.
Did they actually die?
Um,
I'm sorry, you're probably getting to that.
no, you're fine. I don't know, actually. I know that in some of the places that I mentioned, there are people that go missing, like fishermen.
Rick is a fisherman. But we're fine. 'cause
I
we're
like
in
his
Alaska.
job.
Oh, not by his job, no.
So some of the locals in this area who have visited it have even claimed to have heard the sounds of crying babies, voices, and even have seen small wet footprints along vehicles nearby.
Oh, that's so creepy.
I know, that's what Amanda was telling me. She's like, all the partiers would go out there and they would talk about seeing stuff like that. Like, I don't know how much of it is true because it's probably a bunch of drunk people, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like, that's creepy.
That is creepy.
So Amanda, who actually grew up there, said that she told me that she believed that she experienced while out fishing, she heard the sound of what seemed like a crying baby, and even the sound of drowning,
What?
like struggle, but like nothing was around anywhere, and yeah.
That. Oh my
New.
god.
Yeah. I think she said that her dad didn't. She was with her dad, I believe, and she said her dad didn't hear, but she did.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Yeah. So, at Utah Lake, Utah's own water baby urban legend is different from Idaho's. Their story tells of a Native American mythical creature, much like a dwarf. These beasts live in the waters of Utah Lake. They mimic the sound of child screams and cry to lure humans into the open water. Once there, they drag their victim to the bottom. Their purpose is unclear, but the urban legend is alive and moving in Utah. Beware of Utah Lake, people.
And that's different from Tahoe Lake, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That makes me want to barf.
Pyramid Lake in Nevada. This one's probably the most famous for it.
Really?
So, fun fact about Pyramid Lake. It is actually the location of a famous default screensaver found on Apple products.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm trying to think of which
It's
one
like
it
a
is.
giant, it's like, you'd know it when you saw it. It's like a giant pyramid rock in it that's in the middle of a lake. So,
Okay.
Pyramid Lake near Reno, Nevada is a hotbed for urban legends and myths as it is already. So, lots of stories, lots of different myths around there already. The lake reaches depths of 350 feet, so no one knows what could actually be lurking underneath.
Yeah.
And every
Water
year,
babies.
right, or Loch Ness Monster, every year unexplainable things happen, including mysteriously hearing babies' cries or fishermen going missing to never return again. And according to the local Paiute, I said it right for the first time.
I'm so
without
proud
even
of you.
trying. According to the local Paiute Indian tribe, there is actually a lot more in that lake. So,
I wonder if that tribe like avoids that lake.
oh, I'm sure, because they definitely believe that. But I
Yeah.
mean, they're onto something. There's people going missing for a reason. Just saying.
Yeah.
I sounded super southern. So, according to the local legends, the tribe would weed out the weak and unhealthy by throwing deformed and sickly babies into the lake. It is said that the angry spirits of these babies have overtaken the lake. Every year, they find an unsuspecting white man and drag him to his doom. Their anger keeps them alive, and they will stop at nothing to get their revenge. Visitors have reported hearing sounds of babies crying.
No. Oh.
The Native American myth there says the Native Americans claim a different tale. Their story is of a man who discovers a beautiful woman with the tail of a fish. He brings her...
Like a mermaid?
Yeah. He brings her back to the lake to be his wife. Soon, the tribe demands that he takes her back to the spot where he found her. Rejected, the creature puts a curse on the lake. Soon after, a baby was possessed by a water spirit in the shape of a snake. The baby latched its fangs into its mother and would not release the woman. The medicine man... Did I typo? Oh, no. The medicine man then made a deal with the demon, released the mother, and the lake would be its domain forever.
Oh my gosh.
It is also said to be home to a mermaid who married a member of the tribe, but became resentful after being banished from the village. So they kind of all play together, all these
stories.
Yeah. She evidently swore revenge on anyone who came too close to the water's edge, and locals warned the dangers of straying too close to shore. The saying goes, if you hear them, you will have bad luck. If you see them, you are dead.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Salt Lake, Utah. Early Native American stories say water babies are the size of a human and look like mermaids. Kind of similar.
So they're... Okay, sorry, go ahead. I don't know, I got confused because you said water babies, and I was like, so they're adult-sized babies.
Yeah, right? Like, no, it is confusing because they're referred to as water babies, but they're the size of...
Well, you said human, so
a human that looks like a mermaid. That's how it was described.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know. Is it like a baby mermaid?
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like, oh, that would be so cute, though.
Right? Little baby mermaid.
Little baby mermaid.
They have long black hair and fish tails. It's said they mimic the sounds of crying babies, but the innocent sound is used to lure victims into the water where they are dragged down into the depths of the lake, never to be seen again.
Oh my gosh.
Locals say there was a story in here. It kind of went along with this.
Uh-huh.
It said a group of men who worked for salt company were working around dusk when they heard a strange noise coming from the lake. Moments before, a large creature with a body like a crocodile and the head of a horse came out of the water. Yeah, I told you, there's a lot of different legends. I don't know if this one has anything to do with that, but I just decided to throw it in
I
here.
would love to see
a crocodile with the head of a horse.
Yeah, like the drawing.
Right? Someone draw that for us. Body of a crocodile, head of a horse. Like, there's so many variations of it, so I didn't know, like, what was what. It's just, like, the whole Bigfoot thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different tales of it. So, apparently it let out a deep noise and chased the men up a hill, where they hid until morning. When they returned the next day, they found large... When they returned... Blah! Sorry.
Your poor Patreons.
When they returned the next day, they found large overturned rocks. The ground was torn up and the tracks from the creature were imprinted on the shore. One of the men claimed that the beast was about 75 feet long, that it definitely ain't no baby. Unless it's like a dragon baby.
It's definitely a dragon baby.
And was like an alligator, but much larger.
With a head of a horse. You're like, you see this thing like coming. You're like, oh no!
It's
you
a
see
horse.
This
What the hell is that?
And it goes, what does an alligator make?
Oh yeah,
This horse is
hissing at them. So there are quite a few other stories of monster sightings here, even like since the 1800s. But that's the one like big account that I got. Like I dug and dug and dug for like people's like personal accounts
Yeah.
of the water babies. But all I could find was like, oh, we heard sounds of baby crying, which every story has that. So that was the main one
But
that I
it
could
sounds
find.
like it's pretty common
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them crying.
Yep, but that's the story of the water babies.
That's it?
Yep.
Bree!
It's short and sweet.
Doesn't sound sweet. It sounds like
a baby that's going to eat you and drown you.
Yeah, I don't like that. 10 out of 10 will not be going to any of those.
Will not
sites.
recommend.
Would not recommend.
Hey, Amanda went to that one, so I feel like I could go to that one.
You know what? Thank you, Amanda,
Although
so much.
she
for
said it's in
recommending.
an Indian reservation, and you need like a permit to go there or something.
Sometimes, yeah, it depends on the.
I think she said you need a permit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I hate that so much.
Dream of water babies.
Really, let's go back to where the water babies were the ones with the water.
The baby
in it.
dolls?
Yeah.
I hated those. I bet those are, now as an adult thinking about those, they're probably so gross and got so moldy.
So gross.
And like, ugh. Like
yeah.
having water in them for like a long period of time.
Yeah.
I bet they got super moldy.
Oh, 1000%.
It's like a rubber ducky bath toy.
Yeah. Yes. I remember when Alice was a baby, I like sealed those.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I did it with
seal
like
mine. Hot glue.
Hot glue, yeah. I don't know. I was like, I was borderline like a granola
Paranoid.
muncher
Oh, yeah.
when Alice was first born.
I
don't care.
I went straight to Norwex whenever
Yeah.
that was my granola muncher.
Yeah.
And essential oils.
I did essential oils. I still do those occasionally, but
Same.
I
still do
was like
Norwex.
strong into them. I was like, it heals everything.
Chemical free is the way to be.
I will say though, so we had I think I've told you this before with the essential oils. We had 2 Great Danes and they were both females. One was her name is Nestle, and I had her since I was like a young adult, and we were living here, and she was my baby. Like there was her, then Alice. No, I'm just kidding. It was Alice and her, and then Rick and everybody else. I'm not even joking. Like
I believe it.
So, and then we had another female named Remy, and Nestle hated Remy. She hated all females, but she would tolerate her. And one day we had a pin on the side of the house, and mind you, it was my very first day of daycare. Like the first day my first kid started, and it was about pickup time, and I hear this like commotion on the side of the house. So I run down there and I go outside, and they're like locked jaws on each other. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I split them up, and Remy didn't get that. She had a couple cuts on her, but they weren't that bad. And she did have a bump on the top of her head from me taking a wooden pole, because I was grabbing anything near me. I took a wooden pole and like try to separate them, but it hit the top of her head.
Oh.
But she was fine. She was a big dum-dum.
Yeah.
She was fine. But Nestle had this gash just hanging out of her neck. And I was like talking to Rick, and he was like, we're not taking her in. Like, we will let this heal on its own. And so I used all my essential oils that I had that I think that would work on her, and we just bandaged it. And she definitely needed surgery. And we bandaged it, and within a week, it was all healed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All she had was
tea tree oil one of the ones?
It was tea tree. I had a pet version.
Yeah.
And it had a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, because I know some you can't use.
Yeah. And mostly it was lavender, and I don't know, one of the mixes of the.
Was it plant therapy?
Yeah.
Super. No, I'm sure it was like Young Living.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super expensive.
So expensive. So, yeah.
So that's why we use plant therapy now. They're very affordable.
And they are wonderful.
And good for your pets and kids and everyone else.
Yep. Anyways.
Segue.
Do you want me to tell you my story?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so excited for my story.
You have me excited for it.
Okay. Oh, that's last week's. Wait.
Was it
Oh,
this
here
one?
we go. Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait a second. I told that story last week.
What did I do here?
What
Silly
did I
goose.
do? My mom's excited to listen to our story on Mother's Day. She's like, I can't wait to listen to it on Mother's Day. And I was like,
Aww.
glad we said something.
Yeah, I told you.
So this is the story of Susan Monica.
Susan. All I think of Monsters versus Aliens, and they're like, have you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, but what do people say whenever they see you coming? And she's like, Susan. They're like, oh, Susan.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
I don't know if Susan's last name was Monica or if she just went by Susan Monica.
So we're just going to call her Susan Monica.
Yep.
And not question it.
Exactly. So Susan Monica was born on July 8th, 1948, which that's Alice's birthday.
That's right. I was about to say, that's a month from my birthday.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm so selfish. I'm so sorry.
No, I
Josh is
appreciate
gonna
it.
be gone for my birthday. I'm going to be by myself.
Not me.
I know.
I'll be here.
I know. I want to need my friend.
Do you want me to live with you? I'll live with you.
You live with me for the week. Can you live with me? No, it's okay.
I don't want to live with you.
I don't want you to live with me.
But I will be there.
Okay.
For you when the rain starts to pour. I know that song. I actually know that song. I was singing it today, and I was singing it out loud because I was like, do I actually know all these words? And it was pretty good.
Like the actual song, or just like the
Someone
intro?
told me that your life was
Gonna
your
be
life is this way. Your life's a broke, your joke. You're putting me on the
It's
spot.
okay.
And it's making me nervous.
It's okay.
Okay, so anyway, I used to.
The point is that Amy is not a fan of Friends, and she's singing the song for me,
Yeah.
and it's just heartfelt, and I'm gonna cry right now because it's me.
Your life lives, your love life's DOA.
Way.
Okay, so
It's like you're always stuck in second gear. Sorry.
when you don't know the
And it
day,
hasn't been
your day, your month, or even your year, but I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for, like you've been there for me too.
That's when the show goes in. Sorry. Anyway.
Taking that all out, but so she was formerly known as Stephen Buchanan, and Stephen was a Navy veteran and served in Vietnam War. So, if you didn't catch on, whatever. So she was honorably discharged, and at that point, that's when she started to transition into being a woman.
Oh, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah. So
Susan Monica
was formerly known as Stephen Buchanan, and she was a Navy veteran and served in Vietnam War. She was honorably discharged from the Navy, and at that point, that's when she started transitioning into a woman, Susan Monica.
Oh, okay.
So in 1991, Susan settled onto a 20-acre farm she purchased in rural Weimar, Oregon, which is about 30 minutes north of Medford, Oregon. Which Medford, Oregon is where my brother lives.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro. He doesn't listen, I don't think. Rude.
Not saying hi to you anymore.
No. I wonder if his girlfriend Courtney does.
What's up, Courtney? Sorry. I just had a little bit more. I tried to finish that. Sorry.
It's okay. I had a brain fart about her name.
Oh, is her name not Courtney?
I was like, is it Charlotte or Courtney?
I have a Courtney. Sure. Hey, Courtney. You probably don't listen either, but
Oh.
I love you, friend.
All right. So she settled onto this 20-acre farm in Medford, or 30 minutes north of Medford, Oregon. It was 20 acres of just woodlands. It literally was like nothing, and she turned it into a farm by landscaping the area and building a barn and a house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Susan raised pigs and chickens and ran a iron fence gate building business off of her property called White Queen Construction.
That's cool.
Relevant.
And that's just an odd name for a construction company.
It is.
Like who?
But I mean, as a transgender,
I love it. I love it though.
it's
like
amazing.
Queen.
And she was also white.
Yeah, I love it. Like, way to put it all out there.
Yeah.
Did you say Medford or Bedford?
Medford.
Okay.
I almost said Edford. So Medford is my uncle lived in Medford also.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he still lives there. I don't know why I didn't say yeah. So she raised pigs and chickens, and then she had this iron fencing company that she ran off of her business. So people she would build things, and people would come and pick it up from her.
She sounds successful.
Yeah. In 2013, she hired an employee to do handiwork around the farm. Robert Haney. Let's pronounce that. Though through an ad that she had placed on Craigslist, his job description was limitless. He basically did everything around like, hey, I need you to feed the pigs. Okay, I need you to fix this fence. Okay, I need you to build this. I need you like
he was the handyman.
He was the handyman. He literally did everything.
Go fix the leak in the sink.
I need to figure out a better system for.
I know, isn't it weird that we're just fine, and then now everything is different for some reason?
Yeah, it's still working. It's really annoying.
Oh, okay.
It's because we're constantly trying to fix things.
Oh yeah, and then we took everything out.
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah.
Get looked at.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then we moved. I moved the chair. Okay, so anyways, their agreement was that she'd pay him cash, and he was allowed to live on the property in a trailer or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Robert was which is actually very common in Oregon. Rick actually was going to go work on a farm up in Oregon and do stuff like that. So I guess
sense.
it's a very common thing. I don't know if it's common for most farms, but I know it's common in Oregon.
I wonder if my brother-in-law lived on a farm. I think he worked for some people for horses or something, but I don't know if he actually lived on the farm or anything. I don't know. Interesting. He lived in Oregon.
I bet he lived on the farm.
Maybe.
So Robert was a guy who enjoyed the simple things in life. So he really enjoyed living on this property away from everything else. And it was just quiet and peaceful for him. He loved it. He also had a few children that were older. He would stay in contact with them and talk to them once a week or every couple days and whatnot. But he told them I love it here. This is amazing for me. And they're like, great, good for you, Dad.
They're happy.
We're happy for you. In December, though, they realized they had not heard from him in about 2 months.
Oh, no.
They started to panic because he wasn't answering his phone calls or texting them back. And they're like, this is not normal for Dad. We can go a week without talking to him, but not 2 months.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So on January 1st in 2014, Robert's children drove out to the farm to check on their dad. They pulled up to find this oasis that he made it sound like was actually just cluttered with broken vehicles and was not what he spoke about. It was just this dump. Drive down Rep Road all the way, dump.
Is this a cult?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it was not what
he was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and I shouldn't say he made it sound oh, it's rolling hills of green grass.
Well, it's a farm. A farm doesn't have a bunch of dump vehicles there.
Yeah, he just the way that he talked about how much he loved it, they were just this is not what we are picturing.
Why is he here?
Why does he love this place? Yeah. So they were like, okay, well, whatever. So they found Monica, and they talked to Monica, and they're like, where's our dad? And so she said that he had quit 4 months earlier. And Susan Monica said, "Hey, I'm actually glad you're here because he left a bunch of his stuff behind. Can you take it with you?" And they're like, "I guess." So she took them back to his trailer, and the children definitely felt like something was off. He left things behind, like his favorite leather jacket, his
Oh.
dog.
Oh, wow. I was about to say, you don't leave behind the leather jacket, but not your dog.
Not your dog. And like he had a bunch of expensive tools because he was the handyman.
Right.
And
if you are a handyman, you don't leave behind your tools.
You don't leave behind your tools. I mean, I should say anyone that purchases tools, they're expensive.
Yeah.
So you don't leave those behind. And he left everything behind. And they're like, this is super weird. Not like him to leave behind his expensive tools, your beloved dog, and your special jacket.
Spike.
Yeah. So the kids were like, this is weird. So they filed a missing person report. Detectives drove out to Susan Monica's house to check things out. She told the detective that Robert worked for her for about 6 months, but he got a call in the fall from a family member who told him they had been assaulted, and he was like really shooken up about it. He started to drink heavily and acting erratically. What?
Why is my mic going crazy and yours isn't?
It's because I just switched them. It's not.
Okay. So yours is Breeze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's because it messed up and it's fine.
Okay.
So he got a call from in the fall from a family member who told him that they had been assaulted, and he was really shooken up about it. So he started drinking and acting erratically. He finally told Susan Monica, like, "Hey, I need to leave for a couple months. Can you watch my dog?" And she's like, "Absolutely." So this is what she's telling the detectives. And because
Why didn't she tell the kids this right away?
Right? So because Robert was paid in cash, it was kind of hard to track down his movements. But they did realize that he had an electronic benefit transfer card, which is an EBT.
Mm-hmm.
And they found that his last transaction with that was used at a Walmart in December of 2013 in Grants Pass, Oregon, which is about 25 minutes from the farm.
And what year is this in?
2013.
Okay.
Yeah. December of 2013. So they're like, great, let's pull up the security footage. Well, they realized that it was actually Susan Monica that was using the card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
So they searched.
Did he leave her card for her to use behind too?
Obviously.
He wanted her to use it and take.
Like, hey,
keep track
use my
of it.
bennies while I'm gone.
Just make sure it stays safe.
Yeah. So a search warrant was issued for the property. While searching the property, the officers were only finding piles and piles and piles of rotten garbage, industrial waste, rotting food,
Ew.
and foul odor.
Ugh.
Could you imagine just like...
That would be awful.
You're like, I'm trying to find something
You would not last
here.
3 seconds.
No, I would not. No. A little side note, this game that we're playing, you have to make compost to make fertilizer.
Oh.
You have to compost dino poop and turn it into fertilizer, and so you have to pick it up and put it in the fertilizer. I can't do it. I don't know. It's a freaking game. I can't even smell it.
Amy.
Like, I don't gag.
You're so
but
bad.
It bugs me. It bothers me. I just get like my throat like just closes up a little bit when I do it. So
that is so bad.
Like I play with Rick and my little sister, and like it's not my job. Y'all
deal with the poop.
Y'all pick up the poop.
Oh man. Oh, the one day that I'm gonna leave you with my kids, Natalie's gonna poop all in her diaper.
I have a hood. It's okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
I have a hood, but for some reason it just like it triggers. I don't know.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry.
it's
It
okay.
sucks.
Can I go pee real quick?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Go check on your children. They're banging around.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that
Go-
food's here.
Go get your children under control, Amy.
Okay.
Gosh, you're so crazy. Amy, the code word is poop. I don't know. I don't want to wait for lives to be. No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke. Your love life's DOA. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. And when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, but I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
I was there because food showed up for them.
Perfect timing.
Her friend.
Did you even go pee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her friend said that she watches our podcast.
Oh.
She watches the previews on YouTube.
Oh.
She subscribed to us.
That's all great. That's cool though.
I was like, oh, you're the one subscriber, huh?
Yeah, I was about to say we have like one subscriber, so it's a kid. That's cool. That's awesome.
Well, it does say it's not for
supposed
children.
to be for kids. Yeah, exactly.
So she has an adult account.
We
So.
don't- She's not even subscribed to us. Do you know who our one subscriber is?
Is it me?
No, it's me.
Oh, well, she says she subscribes. So.
Hey, that is a side note, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube because we have a YouTube, and there's even some full episodes on there.
Yeah, there is.
I said plural. There's one episode that's full on there, but all of our trailers are on there,
All over.
and some other stuff is on there.
Absolutely.
Check out our YouTube.
Boop boop.
Back to Amy's story.
Okay. Da-da-da-da.
Garbage
So,
smell.
yeah. And that is when they discovered something in the catchment pond. Do you know what a catchment pond is? I had no idea.
I think I do. Is that where they throw fish?
No, a catchment pond is basically an artificial pond that's made to allow the drain off after storms.
Oh, okay.
So
That makes sense.
The water kind of goes there. There was a lot of different like definitions and explanations, but that was the gist of it. So they found a human leg floating around in this pond.
So, is that normal for a catchment pond?
I mean, obviously,
It's meant to catch
all
like
things.
runoff stuff.
Yeah,
so,
that would make
I
sense,
mean,
yeah.
it could come from anywhere.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Anyway,
I wonder whose it was.
after retrieving it, they realized that it had been severed from the femur down. So they're like, what's this? And so Susan Monica told them that one day in the fall, she came out to her pigs in a feeding frenzy, and it wasn't feeding time. So she went down to see what was going on, and she found that Robert was laying on the ground with his guts all over the place.
Oh, pigs will
Yep.
mess you up.
Yep. So she was like, whoa, he's being eaten. What I believe to be alive. And so after trying to stop them with no success, she got out her gun and shot him to put him out of his misery.
Didn't shoot the pigs or anything.
No, not her pigs. Brie. She said, I do that for my animals, and this is the first time I did it for a human being, which is weird that you had to point it out.
Feel
that
the
it was
need to mention it at
Yeah.
all?
And I knew it was wrong, but if I were the one of my pigs suffering out there, if it were one of my pigs but if it were one of my pigs suffering out there, I would have done the same.
But it's okay. It's fine. Okay.
It's not a pig,
All right,
it's a human,
Susan.
but all right. After letting the pigs finish him off, because,
Let
free
them finish
meal.
their food.
Yeah. She scooped up his remains that they did not finish and put them in the garbage bags.
It sounds like it was like nothing. Like, it's not a big deal.
Well, you know.
They had gym last month. They're probably hungry.
So later, she said a wild animal got into the bags and dragged the foot out to the pond. And they're like, oh, why didn't you call law enforcement? And she said, because I didn't want them to kill my pigs.
What is up with these pigs?
She loves them.
And who are you going to sell them? Are you going to slaughter them? You're probably, well, I mean, she's probably going to slaughter them because she's probably going to use them for meat. But like, they've eaten people. So like, is that like cannibalism on the second, like,
level? Secondhand cannibalism?
Yeah, it's like secondhand cannibalism. Ew.
Ew.
Are these grass fed or human fed? Hey FEMA, what's up? Anyway.
So they asked her what else they might find on their property. They're like, we got garbage, industrial waste, human remains, vehicle.
No big deal.
You know, what else? And she said that they will find something worse. And they're like, cool.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. So she brought out a map of her 20 acres and she drew an X right in the middle. And she said, that's where you're going to find Steve.
Steve, not Jim. Steve.
You're gonna find
she
Steve.
is so like cooperative though. Let me give her that to her. Like, I mean, she could have given it all up front and like been honest right away, but like,
yeah. Well, I feel like at this point she's like, yeah, I'm going to jail.
They're here.
Yeah.
They're gonna find it.
Yeah. So Steve Delanico was a former employee similar to Robert's position that worked for Susan Monica a year prior to Robert working there. In the summer of 2012, 2 of Susan Monica's guns went missing. After looking for them, she found them in Steve's belongings. She confronted him, but it didn't go well, and they started to wrestle over a gun, which eventually it went off and by accident and shot Steve in the back of the head, knocking him to the ground. Instead of him laying there, he actually stood up and chased Susan Monica towards the barn.
Dang.
And she found another rifle and picked it up, and they started wrestling again. And at one point she was standing over him and she shot him in the head again. And he died.
Okay. Rip.
So she then fed his body to her pigs because they were hungry.
Right.
And
humans, their favorite snack.
Free meal.
Yeah. Happy meal.
And then buried the remains that they didn't eat where the X was marked on her property. The detectives were like, super, this is exactly what we came here for. It's like
so much more paperwork.
Yeah. Great.
Damn it, Susan.
I was just here to follow up on a missing person report.
Here for so many more hours.
They're like, are there any other bodies you want to share with us since you're just an open book right now? And Susan was like, yeah, you're going to find 17 other bodies.
What?
Yeah.
No.
So she was eventually arrested on January 14th, 2014, and charged with 2 counts each of murder and first-degree abuse of a corpse, as well as identity theft. And they euthanized her pigs, if you're wondering.
Okay.
Which, that makes sense.
So they were not sold as secondhand.
No.
Cool.
Yeah. Over 100 large holes were dug on her property, searching for bodies and belongings. They found remains of Robert and Steve, along with multiple holes of belongings and a huge hole of shoes. Like, she dug a hole and just kept putting shoes in it.
Why not, like, burn them?
I don't know. But they couldn't find any other remains. A former cellmate of Susan Monica.
All the vehicles.
What about them?
I bet they were all, like, people who worked there.
Oh, probably.
Oh my
Because it's
gosh.
17 vehicles.
Yeah.
17 people.
Oh, there were 17 vehicles?
No, sorry, I meant
Oh, I was
17
about
people.
to say, oh my gosh, that's exactly how many bodies there were.
But they said that there's a ton of vehicles.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of vehicles to be
Yeah.
sitting around.
Yeah.
That would make sense. A former cellmate of Susan Monica's testified at her trial in 2015 and said that she had confessed to him about the murder of Robert. She told him that her and Robert got into an argument one evening when Robert was drunk and was coming on to her. So she shot him and pushed him into the pig pen.
Oh, well.
Because that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Monica also gave her cellmate a birthday card, and it was signed the sweetest murderer in Jackson County.
Oh. I love that. I don't like this one, but I like that she's owning up to it.
She's owning it. She's like, here I am.
I'm here.
This is who I am.
Yep.
It only took an hour for the jury to come back from deliberation, which they found her guilty
Wow,
on
that
all
wasn't
counts.
long.
Not long at all. And she was sentenced to a minimum of 50 years in prison. And the detectives believe that she was telling the truth about the 17 other bodies, even though no evidence has been found.
Because the pigs will completely make a body disappear.
She probably just mixed it into their food slowly, but that 17 bodies is a lot of food.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I say, like, gators or pigs, they will make a body disappear. Or, like Carol Baskin says, you need to do that again.
I know, I do.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that is the story of Susan Monica.
I loved that.
She is a wild one.
That was great. That was a great one. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to ask my brother-in-law. What year was that?
2000. So she was sentenced in 2015. It was discovered in 2013.
Okay. I don't think he was in Oregon at the time. I think he was in Florida, actually.
Oh.
So that's when I met him.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
Interesting. Okay. That's cool. Medford.
Oregon. Every Christmas growing up, we would go up to Medford, Oregon, to pick out our Christmas tree with my uncle.
I swear that sounds so familiar.
Well, my brother lives there.
Well, there it is. I know your brother.
Yeah. And my brother-in-law, he lives in Ashland, which is like right next. It's all like right there.
Where does Andy live? I can't remember the town. It's not Medford, but I feel like it's not far from where he lives. I don't know. Anyway, that was a really good one. I loved it.
I had fun with that one this morning.
I bet. You're like, another body? What? I love getting into a story and you think you know the whole thing because you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And then you find out all these things about it and like, wow, this is really cool.
I've never heard of this one.
I haven't either, obviously.
I just was like, I bet there's someone that's really actually fed their body, like victims to
Is that
a
what
pig.
you looked up?
Yeah. I thought
19. Is that 19? Because
Seven-
she said there were 17 other
yes,
bodies. So that
19
she's
bodies.
responsible for 19 people.
Yep.
Dang.
Watch out, Jacob and Courtney. Oh wait, she's in jail, so never mind. Don't worry about it.
Who are they?
Jacob's girlfriend.
Oh.
They live there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch out, guys.
Yep. Do you have a neighborhood story for me?
I just realized what you were saying. I thought you were saying Courtney was in jail, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to say that on the podcast?"
Oh yeah.
But then I realized you were saying that the killer,
Actually,
Susan Monica's in jail.
Jacob is dating someone that's in jail, and that's how they met.
And she killed pigs, or she killed people who ate pigs.
She killed the pigs that
Her
ate
pigs
people.
killed people. I don't know.
Yeah. She like trained them, and they just like attack like boars.
As Natalie, boar's head.
Have you ever heard the story about Rick and I in Georgia and wild pigs?
No.
Okay, so we were going for a run on base in Georgia, and there's wild pigs everywhere in Georgia.
Oh.
Yeah, and they will attack you, and they will kill you.
Yeah. South Carolina, we had a little bit of wild pigs.
Yeah, and this was like bad. So we're like running down, and it's like a dark, straight, narrow road. and like a light, and he was like having a sprint in between lights, and it was very dark. Okay. So we're going down this, there's no buildings around us, nothing. And we get towards almost the end of this road, and he hears pigs. He's like, that's the sound of wild pigs. That's a herd of them. We need to turn around. And he just books it.
He just leaves you in the dust.
And I'm just like, like running. And I'm like crying because I'm like, I don't want to get eaten. Because like you're not supposed to move or anything around them. Because
a hog.
A hog, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wild hogs, yeah. Yeah, we've come across lots of wild hogs. We were taking a walk once in the woods. Just, walking in the woods just for fun. It's what you do in the South.
Yeah.
But we were walking and we had our my stepmom's shepherd with us.
Uh-huh.
He was a badass shepherd. And we're walking and we hear like rustling next to us, and he just stops right in his tracks, and all of his hair goes up, and he's just looking over, and he will die. He would die for you.
Oh my gosh.
And he looks over and we're like, holy crap. And we see babies. And then there's mama, but somehow they did not see us and they kept on going. And like, he was ready to be like, okay, you guys run. I got this. He was such a cool dog.
Oh,
Trevor.
I'm so glad he made it.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone now, but he was cool.
Yeah. That's so oh my gosh. Yeah. That's so scary.
Yeah. They were probably like 10, 15 feet from us. Wild hogs are scary.
They are scary.
Yeah. They eat people.
Yeah.
They don't care. You want to hear a neighborhood story?
Yes, please.
All right. So I'll show you the picture in a second. Well, I'll just describe it to you.
We have a couple of those lately.
Yeah. That's where I've been finding them on Google lately. Send in your neighborhood story, guys. Please. Even if it's someone who's making too much noise.
Yeah.
While your kids are sleeping.
Yeah.
So,
please.
Or...
And you can send it in anonymous.
Yeah. Anonymously. You can send it in anonymously.
Send it in secretly.
Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and describe this to you, actually. So it's someone's front yard. I'll show you in a minute. And it is a giant picture of a cat. And then underneath it, there's a note that says, please do not drop your cigarette butts on the ground. The cat crawls out at night to smoke. And we are trying to get him to quit. And that is all.
Oh my.
It's a kitty cat. So don't be an asshole and throw your cigarette butt on someone else's lawn. That's just rude.
Or even
obviously the cat's not smoking. They're just trying to get people to stop throwing the trash on their lawn.
Yeah. We didn't have Leon in here tonight.
Right?
Every morning when I brush my teeth, Leon, don't have a lid on my Q-tips.
Oh, is he knocking over?
No, he picks it up and drops it into the sink. And he'll do that until I'm done brushing my teeth. It's the weirdest thing.
It's so like he's counting, like, you have 5 Q-tips to be done.
It's like I have to pick them up and put them back before I spit out my toothpaste.
I kind of love that, though.
It's really sweet.
It is sweet.
He's just like, okay.
He gets them with his mouth.
His mouth. That's
so cute. Why would I think that he would get it with his hand or paw? Well,
because, he could grab it.
Robin drinks out of her paw.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Isn't that so cute?
That
is literally the cutest thing that she does. That's like the only cute thing that she does.
Does she go?
Oh, that's cute too.
That's cute. Yeah.
She was being so sweet with everybody today. She sat down, like, she's not nice to my kids. Like, she's nice to them, but she doesn't like let them like
she tolerates them.
pet her or anything. Yeah. And we were sitting on the couch watching TV this morning, and Charlotte's sitting right there, and she jumps up on the couch next to or in front of Charlotte, and for her to pet her, and I'm like, "Aw." And then she stood in front of Natalie today and let Natalie pet her, and I was like, "What is going on with you?" She's like, "You're not giving me enough love."
Yeah. Or she's like, "I'm dying soon."
That's what I said, but I didn't want to say it on the podcast. She's like, "I sense you're bringing in the kit. I sense you're wanting a kitten from Amy, so I'm going to start really playing it up. Suck up time." Anyway, you guys know where you can listen. You can find us on all the platforms. Make sure you give us a review on iTunes. Follow us and like us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at WWTN Podcast. We also have a Facebook group, which we're really active. And on there, we've been posting about the paint night that's happening on Saturday, May 21st at 4 p.m. Alaska time. Please sign up. This will probably be the last time that we actually talk about it. So make sure you guys sign up so you can join in on the fun.
A way to sign up is going to our website, which is WWTN Podcast. And you can find a link for our merch, that's where you can find the paint night, along with shirts, stickers, and magnets. And along with a link to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/WWTN Podcast. It's just Discord. Don't worry. It's fine. And if you want to be on our donor bus, you can.
Choo choo.
For $3 a month, you can get exclusive content. Please stop. Okay. If you want to be on our donor bus, choo choo. I'll put yours in there too. $3 a month, you get exclusive content, and for $5 a month, you get exclusive content and our episodes unedited and videoed.
And early.
Feel free to slide into our DMs with any questions, comments, story suggestions, and your own personal paranormal or true crime stories. We strive once a month to have listener story episodes, and our email is wwtnpodcast@gmail.com.
Or just email and tell us you listen to the show, because we really like getting emails from you guys, and we really appreciate it.
Just tell us about your day.
Yeah. Like when I see that there's been a new email that we get, I immediately will look at it and respond. So like, just email us.
Yeah, just email us.
Yeah.
Instead of doing your job and emailing people that you don't want to email.
Okay, I'm going to send an email to wwtnpodcast@gmail.com.
And be like, what's up?
What's up, wwtnpodcast@gmail.com?
Yeah. So, anyways, have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring Amy out.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was a bad one. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
There's room for improvement.
Yeah, say hi to our cats for... Our cats? Say hi to your cats
say hi
for
to
us.
our cats if you want.
Yeah, come email us and say hi to our cats.
There we go.
There you go.
Good one.
That was good.